Madam Chair and Mr. President, I have the honor to present these graduates for admission to the degree of Master of Health Studies, and Dr. Tara Murray, Dr. Pamela Haraniak, and Dr. Margaret Edwards will join you to receive the graduates. Amy Elizabeth Baker, Lakefield, Ontario. Prior to starting her master's program, Amy's goal was to take value from each of her courses and apply it to her professional world. She is happy to say that she was able to do this and continues to do so. And as much as she enjoyed the coursework, she very much enjoyed learning from her classmates. She acknowledges her husband for his unconditional support and for pushing her to be the best version of herself possible. Amy Elizabeth Baker. Leslie Ann Battersby, Prince George, BC. Leslie thanks her husband Jason for giving her the time and space required to complete her assignments and for giving her the visa card. She acknowledges colleague and classmate Margaret for her support. They started this endeavor together, and with Margaret's support, she made it through. And while she is now looking forward to seeing where this degree may lead, she is sure that what Jason is looking forward to is getting that visa paid off. Leslie Ann Battersby. Maura A. Beaton, Calgary, Alberta. Maura thanks her professors and classmates for guiding, inspiring, and challenging her. She thanks her husband Dan for his constant support and for taking care of baby Malcolm while she studied and furiously edited papers late at night to make the midnight deadlines. She also thanks her mom for flying across the country to help care for Malcolm when she found it particularly challenging to balance school with work and life. Maura A. Beaton. Kimberly Dawn Helene Beaudry, Coquitlam, BC. Kimberly's mother made her do it. 3/4 of the way through the program, she had a long list of reasons for quitting, but her mother said, "We are not quitters." Her favorite AU course was Transforming Healthcare Through Informatics, thanks to Dr. Jack Jensen and his use of technology. It kept her thoroughly engaged. She also thanks her husband, who was always very understanding, and her friends, family and friends who were equally supportive. Kimberly Dawn Helene Beaudry. Leah Kathleen Berger, Calgary, Alberta. Throughout this program, Leah worked full-time, got engaged, bought a house, and completed her first triathlon. She thanks her fiancé Peter and her mom and dad for their unconditional love and support. She also thanks her closest family and friends for helping her to get through each semester. By the way, her fiancé, Peter, is also convocating today in Edmonton, and they are getting married 50 days from today. Leah Kathleen Berger. Claudine Cleopatra Brown, Etobicoke, Ontario. Claudine found her AU experience to be quite a different ballgame, what with working full-time, having a 4-hour commute, and having babies. Her professors and family members understood the juggling act and did everything they could do to accommodate her, support her, and drag her over the finish line. She thanks her professors Sherry Melrose, Kim Bergeron, and Mitzi Mitchell, as well as AU staff members Wendy Brownlee and Donna Dunhart. Claudine Cleopatra Brown. Irina Ciorni, Calgary, Alberta. After previously completing her Bachelor of Nursing with AU, Irina is pleased to have now completed her Master of Health Studies here as well. She continues to be amazed by the professionalism and support provided by all of the instructors throughout the entire program. She gives special thanks to her husband who supported her throughout this journey and understood her need to spend time away while completing course requirements. Irina Ciorni. Anna Marie Duffy, London, Ontario. Anna Marie very much appreciated the support and encouragement she received from her professors and fellow students, and she truly enjoyed the group work assignments. She thanks Dr. Joyce Springate, who helped to consolidate all of her newly attained skills within the context of her final course. She also thanks her family and her partner John, who were very supportive and patient while she attended to her coursework. Anna Marie Duffy. Angela Urza, Red Deer, Alberta. Angela has worked at all levels of healthcare in Alberta, from personal care to being a provincial director. She acknowledges Dr. Steve Johnson, partly for shared interests, partly for humor and insight, but primarily for his commitment to improving health through the application of knowledge using research. She thanks her husband for taking care of her son, and her son for taking care of her husband. And also her daughter for her encouragement. Angela Urza. Catherine May Iben, Vermilion, Alberta. Catherine chose AU for the programming and for the online format of delivery. It allowed her to advance her education without leaving her family, her community, or her employment. She was impressed by the diversity of backgrounds, experiences, and locales of the students she collaborated with. She thanks her husband Frank, her daughter Brooke, and her son Josh for their support and understanding. It was essential to the successful completion of this degree. Catherine May Iben. Patricia Carolyn Gawley, North Lancaster, Ontario. One thing about Patricia's AU experience that stands out the most is how committed her professors were in facilitating her learning. In her final course, Dr. Sherry Melrose went the extra mile to work with her to ensure that she was on the right path for success in choosing or tapering the topic for her manuscript. Patricia also acknowledges her family and colleagues for the support they provided while she was completing her master's studies. Patricia Carolyn Gawley. Cara Leanne Green, Thunder Bay, Ontario. Cara chose AU for the convenience of completing a master's degree without having to move or attend class on someone else's schedule, and also because AU allowed her to do a thesis of her own choosing. She thanks her husband, Dr. Stephen Andrew Green, for his enduring love, encouragement, patience, and generosity. She's grateful for her thesis supervisor, Dr. Virginia Vandell Walker, who she deeply respects and admires. Cara Leanne Green. Heather Gail Halliday, Rocky Mountain House. Heather found the camaraderie among classmates to be very special. Jack Jensen was an incredible instructor for informatics, a course she felt was one of the most important in the program. She is grateful to her husband, Josh, who often took over many of the household and childcare duties. She thanks her mother-in-law, Karen, for also helping with the children. And lastly, she thanks her previous manager, Angie Mann, for encouraging her to pursue this program. Heather Gail Halliday. Kashmiro Kainth, Burnaby, BC. Kashmiro's first course, Leadership Roles in Health, with Dr. Peter Istvan, was her favorite, as it was challenging and insightful, and forced her to become more aware of her own values, beliefs, and assumptions. She thanks her husband, Jagtar, for being her biggest cheerleader throughout this journey, as well as her son, Nicholas, for his encouragement, her daughter, Annalisa, for all the hugs, and her two moms for understanding when her visits had to be short. Kashmiro Kainth. Carolyn Lee McPhail, Charlottetown, PEI. Carolyn knows that her list of people to thank for their guidance, support, and contributions to her degree quest is too long to mention here, so she has chosen just a few to highlight, including her thesis supervisor, Dr. Tara Murray, and her thesis committee, including Dr. Sean Fraser and Stephen Johnson, and external committee member, Dr. Susan Slaughter. She also thanks her daughters, Catherine and Courtney, as well as her parents for providing continual support and encouragement. Carolyn Lee McPhail. Sharon Denise May, Petawawa, Ontario. Sharon will remember how every professor and classmate brought enlightenment to the study environment. She thanks each of them for challenging her to be better, for expanding her knowledge, and for sharing their experiences. She thanks Terry, Kaylin, and Dorian, the three people who are the happiest that she has finished, for their love, sacrifice, support, and understanding. And she thanks her family and friends for their support, along with her mom and dad for their encouragement from afar. Sharon Denise May. Kimberly Ann O'Donovan, Pitt Meadows, BC. Kimberly acknowledges her husband for his great support throughout her studies. She thanks her parents, her sister, and her friends who live nearby for supporting her and her family while she has been on this journey. She also thanks her dad, who often cared for the kids overnight. She also acknowledges her colleagues at the BC Institute of Technology for their inspiration and support. She's very excited about her new role at BCIT as a faculty member. Kimberly Ann O'Donovan. Olulana Oradola Olanasakan, Edmonton, Alberta. Olulana thanks her husband Aiken, their daughter Dami, and their son Temi for their encouragement and support over the 4 years she spent completing this degree. They sacrificed in many ways to help her realize this goal. She also thanks her professors who referenced her for the program, including Professor Ron Levin and Professor Jean Lafrance at the University of Calgary, Faculty of Social Work, Edmonton Satellite Division. Olulana Olanasakan. Wendy Joanne Patillion, Kelowna, BC. Wendy especially enjoyed connecting with health professionals from across Canada as they learned together and learned from each other through their Moodle post conversations. She acknowledges Dr. Sherry Melrose, her supervisor and mentor, who provided guidance and shared wisdom and experience. She also thanks her children, Brent, Sarah, Mitchell, and Jillian for their encouragement, as well as her husband, Alan, for his patience and understanding. Wendy Joanne Patillion. Kara Lee Redlack, Calgary, Alberta. Kara will remember the initial terror of starting her final course, Master of Health Studies 611, Dissemination Strategies. But to her delight, it was a perfect end to this journey. Dr. Rosemary Kaur provided the perfect balance of support and facilitation while encouraging independence, initiative, and creative thinking. Kara thanks her family for their support, especially her husband, who encouraged and comforted her through both the good days and the bad. Kara Lee Redlack. Laura Lee Schmidt, Weyburn, Saskatchewan. Lori thanks Dr. Jeff Valance and Dr. Gwen Rempel for providing guidance throughout her program, as well as Dr. Tara Murray and Dr. Tara Lee McHugh for their support on her thesis committee. She expresses sincere gratitude to her husband Trevor, who stood by her throughout this journey, and to her family, especially her children, Graham and Megan, for their continued support and encouragement. Lori Leigh Schmidt. Heather Maureen Senchuk, Edmonton, Alberta. Heather will always remember being surprised at how engaging some of the subject matter could be, and it was usually the courses she thought were going to be a grind to get through. She completed this degree while going through some extensive medical treatments and having 3 children, including a set of twins. She acknowledges and thanks her husband for his unfailing support and for holding down the fort with a toddler and twin newborns. Heather Maureen Senchuk. Abdul Wadood, Cambridge, Ontario. Abdul acknowledges the late Elaine Baldwin, hospital medical librarian who passed away just weeks before Abdul's official graduation. Elaine was a wonderful friend, mentor, and librarian who helped him many times during his studies. He also acknowledges the methodic teaching style of David Markowski, the sociable teaching attitude of Dr. Mitzi Mitchell, the patronage of Dr. Gail Barrington, and Dr. Kim Bergeron for being tactful and perceptive. Abdul Wadood. Danielle Marie Yantha, Cambridge, Ontario. Danielle feels that completing this degree while tending to the needs of 3 busy children, a husband, and working full-time as a manager in an acute care setting is perhaps one of her greatest personal and professional achievements. She thanks her husband for his overwhelming support and her children for sacrificing time with her so she could attend to her studies. She also thanks her extended family and friends for believing in her ability to complete this degree. Danielle Marie Yantha. Madam Chair and Mr. President, this concludes the presentation of the Master of Health Studies graduates.